Hey there, everybody! Welcome to the Wrestling Podcast. Here on today's episode, we talk Battleground. We talk Liv wants to be have wants Dom to be her daddy, and Ricochet gets written off TV. But we start today with Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre with a giant stipulation to their match at Clash of the Castle this coming Saturday.
Oh, you're
Uh,
burying the lead.
oh, not yet. We'll get there shortly. So there is a stipulation out of this match that
Yeah.
Judgment Day are no longer allowed at ringside, forcing Priest to have to defend the title on his own without anybody from the Judgment Day.
There's
Now,
still there's still a way out of this,
of course,
and
there is.
there's literally still a way out of this,
But absolutely, there is 100%.
and it's 6 letters long.
CM Punk,
Yep.
yeah, that's probably what's going to happen at Clash of the Castle this week. Is going to be that CM Punk costs because I don't still see, and we've said this before. I don't see Damian Priest losing that title anytime soon, or at least not until SummerSlam. Because that SummerSlam match right now, you already have the person who you're facing. Question is, who faces Gunther? So
Right. And look,
then you have a certain
we've known
contract.
since the Royal Rumble
Yeah.
that the idea for the idea for SummerSlam since Punk got hurt is Priest or not Priest, sorry, McIntyre and Punk.
Yeah.
That match is raw. Like I'm 90% sure that's happening at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
pretty sure of it too. I
but
just don't see how it can't.
but because Gunther won the King of the Ring, you're
Yeah.
not going to put the title in that program.
No.
So
At
I think,
least not yet. Because
well,
I think it's gonna I think it's gonna be one of those programs where it goes for a little bit, stops, and then comes back again. Almost similar to Kevin Owens in the Bloodline.
yeah, we're on part 585.
He said 11 last time. That's a pretty big jump.
Yeah, well, you know what? It feels like part 585. I feel like Kevin Owens may be the only person that they feuded with.
That's what it feels like. I mean, there's a lot of other people who are involved, but yeah, it definitely feels more like Kevin Owens against the Bloodline than anything else. And they still haven't put the title on Kevin Owens at this point. And I feel they should. I
But you know
feel it
what?
would be justified.
Here's the thing. And okay, we're gonna get a bit off track, but I'll bring it back in a sec.
Yeah.
Um, thing with Kevin Owens, okay.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys that is a better baby face in the chase.
Yeah.
He's he's one of those plug and play guys.
Agreed.
Randy Orton gets hurt. Okay, let's call Kevin Owens.
Kevin's also one of those guys though too, where he could chase as a babyface
Yeah.
and then immediately turn heel after.
Yeah,
And
but
I
I
think it'd be
at
okay.
this point, I think it would be hard for him to turn, especially if he's feuding with the bloodline.
Yeah, that's true.
Which, by the way, I saw a recent picture of Roman Reigns today on social media.
How's
That
Roman
dude's
looking?
that dude's you can looking yoked. Okay,
Nice.
he is on the AJ Styles diet. He
Oh, okay.
he is fucking shredded.
Little so you're trying to say like a little bit of test?
No, I don't think so. But I mean, because again, the man deals with leukemia, so I don't know if he wants to jeopardize his system even more.
It depends on how that affects the system.
Yeah,
But
I'm not getting into a steroid talk.
I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert on how that would affect how that would affect leukemia. So
Yeah, so and I mean, like, you can naturally get as big as Roman Reigns is.
to a certain point, like
Oh,
I've gotten pretty big without
yeah,
steroids.
yeah. No, you can naturally get to, especially when you have the genetics of him, and
A,
he's been working out since he's like
a,
12 years old,
a lot of it is genetics for the most
and
part.
nutrition.
nutrition, genetics plays a huge part in it, but
Sure,
nutrition plays a massive part in it as well. So
of course. Anyways, back to
back to
this
the Priest and
McIntyre.
McIntyre.
Right. So I don't know if you want to cheapen McIntyre with beating Priest, but then someone cashes in on him so that he can uh go take out Punk because he's already been cashed in on. Like that happened at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
So I think that Punk getting involved is a way to for Priest to save the title. Judgment Day doesn't get involved,
yeah.
and then Priest can face whoever leading into Money in the Bank.
You actually might get a rematch of Money in the Bank with Priest and McIntyre, if especially if Punk does, um, well, interfere. So, I mean, it's quite possible.
Right, but again, you could also see, or yeah, I could also see like Punk getting involved in the one in Toronto too.
Yeah, I can see that too. Well, that's Money in the Bank, right?
Yeah.
Moving on to Battleground. Good show.
Oh, I
I,
enjoyed.
I enjoyed it thoroughly. I thought that place held a lot more people than it did. I really
No,
did.
no, it
I really
doesn't.
thought it held a lot more people, but I was really off
No,
on that
no,
one.
no, 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 no.
Yeah,
Um,
but it's a good show. Like,
yeah,
um,
the women's ladder match was really good.
yes, it
Uh,
was a very good opener, I found.
Soul Roca, I believe her name is.
Yeah, that's an interesting stunner or
That
RKO if you want to call it.
yeah, that Soul Snatcher
Yeah, that's a.
finish of hers.
I've seen it before. I'm like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, and the fact she was able to do it off a ladder as well as
Yeah,
like she probably does it off the turnbuckle. Huh.
I think. Yeah, it's one of those things where she has to be on by a turnbuckle in order to do it, but I don't know.
Well, yeah, it's not a move that she's going to be able to hit from anywhere. It has to be in the corner,
Or something. Yeah,
but it's quick enough where she can hit it very spontaneously.
yeah, it is big. Um, the match was really good. I was a little surprised on who won though. I was expecting
Lash,
possible Lash to win or even Mishin to win it, but
I
a
think
little
Misha was
surprised.
there just for the sake of being there.
Probably
I thought actually Fallon Henley might have been uh the one
winner.
to yeah, but I'm completely okay with
The newest person. So she's only been doing it for like 2 years. And
right.
I barely know who she is.
And for the fucking life of me, I can't remember her name.
Man, me either. It'll
Uh
come to me at some point. Uh, Roxanne Perez, Jordan Grace. Uh,
you want to talk that or do you want to talk the triple threat?
let's talk the Grace and the Roxanne first. Then we'll move over to the triple threat men's match because that was a
I
decent
love
match.
this. Listen, I love this match
Yeah.
up until the finish.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of people interfering in it.
Um,
Like I understand it kind of like protects, but still, I don't think it really need to have a protection angle in it.
Lonnie
Like
Jordan.
Kalani Jordan, that's the girl.
Yeah. Um, but anyways, also making a pseudo return to WWE was formerly Dana Brooke,
That was
who
Dan Brooke.
yeah, Ash by Elegance
Yeah.
is Dana Brooke.
Uh,
Completely unrecognizable.
absolutely, she has. She's lost a lot of weight.
It's not even that, because she was pretty
She was pretty
jacked.
lean. Yeah, she was pretty lean.
But I no, it's just like facially,
Oh, okay.
uh, looks like
Are you insinuating a little bit of work was done?
yeah,
Fair enough.
which I mean, fine, to each his own. I'm just
Yeah,
saying
absolutely.
it's completely unrecognizable.
Yeah.
And the only reason I clued in is because Vic Joseph almost called her Dana Brooke.
Oh, fair enough. I must have missed that part.
Yeah,
It was a good
When
match.
when she came out, he was like, "Wait a minute, is that they Ash by Elegance?" I was like, okay, Dana Brooke.
That was a good match with Jordan Grace, though. I'm wondering if there's going to be a pseudo rematch just based on the fact that people got involved.
Definitely. And actually, we were talking on Friday. The next TNA pay-per-view is Against All Odds, which is this weekend.
Okay.
I believe it is.
I know they've talked about, there
I
is
believe
talk
it's
about
Friday
people going
night.
down.
It's
Friday
either
night.
Friday night or Sunday night.
I know there's talk of people appearing from WWE NXT to go down to TNA too. So I feel this is like an NXT and a TNA
Well,
deal.
Jordan Grace has an open challenge,
Yeah, I heard about this.
which is where you can
Insert Roxanne.
insert Roxanne, you can insert
You can insert what's it called
Lola Vice.
Lola Vice.
We'll get to that one too.
Tatum Paxley, you can insert her in there too because she's the one that walked off with that title.
Right. Oh so, yeah, Tatum Paxley makes sense.
So you probably insert Tatum Paxley into that, which would probably make the most sense because she was the one that walked in the title.
That would make a ton of sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that one there. Three-way new North American men's title match. Well, when somebody throws somebody else off a rope onto somebody else with ferocity, Jesus.
Oba Femi is a fucking monster.
That's a beast of a man. That man could hurt you.
And he's agile for his size too.
You look at some of these guys that are
but he's tossing Joe Coffey around like it's nothing. Joe Coffey is not.
Joe Coffey's not a light guy. Yeah, he's not a small guy. I mean, I'll be honest, I've always liked Joe Coffey. Even when he was in NXT UK, I really like Joe Coffey, and I like the whole Gallus. There have been where they're supposed to go to the main roster, but they haven't seemed to have moved yet. I'm kind of wondering if that got scrapped. It's quite possible.
I don't know, but you know what? I'll bring them up. Actually, I'll just talk about it now. Yeah. Wesley was also in this match trying to get his title back that he never lost.
It's true.
Good for him coming back 5 months after back surgery.
Was it back surgery? I thought it was an ACL.
No, it was back. It was his back. His back was fucked.
Well, it's, you know what? That's a lot better. Shows how far, stuff nowadays has come since the days of Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
So,
well, because anyways, after the match, like backstage, Gallus jumped Wesley. Which prompted something that happened tonight on NXT. We're recording this Tuesday.
Yeah.
Where New Catch Republic came to partner with Wesley against Gallus. Yeah.
Bunch of boys know each other very well.
So
let's go. Let's see.
Baszler and Vice.
Let's go Baszler and Vice. This
is what the Rousey Baszler match should have been.
Yes.
Last year at SummerSlam.
Absolutely should have been.
This is the worked shoot fight that Rousey and Baszler should have had.
Yeah. I think that was also what we got. I think that was also partially, if you've heard about the stuff that Ronda said recently over the past since she's left.
I take everything Ronda Rousey says with the greatest.
Yeah, I feel that was partially why that match turned out the way it did. Wanted to get quick and over with easily, but that was a good match. It was really good, like really entertaining. Really fun. I liked how it started, like almost like a UFC MMA fight, and then it moved to a bit of wrestling, then moved back to an MMA fight.
And here's where I commend Vic Joseph for his research, okay? Because the one thing when Shayna Baszler showed up in WWE, almost 10 years ago now.
It's amazing how time flies.
Oh, time flies when you're having fun.
Absolutely.
I was like, oh, she was on the Ultimate Fighter.
Yep. And they showed a picture of her.
Because I watched that season.
I remember that season.
Also, Jessamine Duke was on that.
That was the Misha Tate versus Ronda Rousey fight after.
Yes, and I believe Maria Shafir was also there as well.
Yeah.
They were all on Team Rousey.
Yeah.
And yeah, so what I didn't know was Lola Vice.
Yeah.
Former Bellator fighter.
Her whole background is an MMA background, but I didn't know she actually was an actual Bellator fighter though.
I saw a clip of her knocking somebody out.
Oh, so she's actually legitimate.
Yeah, no, she won a Bellator fight.
Nice.
And did the same little hip dance after that fight that she did when she knocked out Shayna Baszler.
It's a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing. She likes to shake her ass. That's her whole character.
It is a nice butt. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a really nice butt.
All right, easy cowboy.
I'm just saying.
Easy cowboy.
You gotta compliment a butt when you see a good butt.
Easy cowboy.
I'm not doing anything. Just saying. I'm just saying it's a good butt. Good Brothers lost to Axiom and Nathan Frazier. A little surprised, but not really surprised either.
It's funny because I started laughing when I saw that this was the match because for anyone that listened to the weekend show or SmackDown show, I was saying how the Good Brothers have it so easy.
Yeah.
Because they hardly kind of are on TV.
Yeah.
And sure enough, they've just been down at NXT, I suppose.
Yeah, they've been doing a good job in NXT. They're kind of just there to maintain people now. It's fun. That's kind of what they are, and that's what they're getting paid for, and that's what they're happy with. That's great. I do wish they would do an actual better run with the title though, but that's neither here nor there.
I'm trying to think of who like the next big team is gonna be that'll be the ones to take out Frazier and Axiom.
Let's see. It's a good possibility. Well, maybe Gallus.
Gallus makes sense.
Gallus makes sense.
Yeah,
because Gallus lost the titles, I'm correct, to Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. So,
no. They
no.
lost it to D'Angelo and Stax.
Well, that's it. Let's go though to the last match of the card. Paige versus
All Ego. And what was it I said to you when that match was over?
Can't remember.
I feel like they could have put it into one more gear.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's true. You did say that.
I enjoyed the match, but I think that there's another gear there.
I'm wondering what Ethan Page's contract is like with NXT because I'm so like I wonder if he's there for a year or for depending on how long he's there for, it might determine how long if they do put a title on Ethan Page there.
Again, I also suggested to you they could very well run this match back.
They probably will. Probably will do a heat wave, like you said.
In Toronto.
Yeah.
Which if you guys haven't figured it out by now, Ethan Page is from Hamilton.
Hamilton boy.
About 45 minutes down the road from Toronto.
Yes. The Hamilton boy.
Yeah.
Tie-Cat fan and everything.
Yep. And he just recently moved to the States like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So
although I'm sure he still keeps a house here. Or his family's here. His family's still here. It was a good match though. Like, it was nice to see Ethan Page actually get a good spotlight. Like, because just to be honest, he didn't get a lot of stuff in AEW after the whole stuff with was it Cody? Jericho.
No, yeah. So
Jericho stuff.
When he had Dan Lambert,
yeah,
and he was with Scorpio Sky, they very easily could have been the hottest tag team in the world.
Yeah.
But they got sucked into the black hole known as Chris Jericho.
The learning tree.
Yeah.
I learned something, all right. Definitely wasn't anything good.
And like that was like what, full year 2021, I believe.
Yeah, so he was basically kind of just chewing the breeze for the past
He was chilling.
2 years.
He was just chilling for the last 2.5 years.
Yeah, I mean that's
I know he was doing the stuff with Matt Hardy for a
yeah,
bit.
sh- yeah. Shame on AEW for that. They kind of lost somebody there. They should have probably used a lot more. Uh,
That's,
well, it was a good card.
that's what happens with a bloated roster.
Yeah, we've seen it with WWE before too.
Scale 1 to 10. What do you give Battleground?
I'd say it's about 8.
Yeah, I was
That
gonna
was
say
good.
7.5, 8.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I had a good time. It was a nice way to spend a Sunday night.
yeah,
You know, it was
I
a
agree.
really nice way. I liked it a lot. It was good. It was good.
Are
Uh,
you gonna Are you gonna be able to spend Saturday afternoon watching Clash?
no. We're gonna be at work, so I'm recording it now. We get home and breeze through the whole thing, so I go watch what I want to watch.
I'm off for this upcoming Father's Day weekend, so I may watch it live.
Awesome. That'd be awesome. Let's move over to Raw though. Let's get this lovely things on Raw. Uh, Liv Morgan, that girl, I tell you, she's just laying on real thick.
What's the opposite of hard to get?
Easy.
Yeah, but that's kind of an insult.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, I don't know if she's like in real life, so I couldn't tell you. I don't know if any of that's true.
I'm just
But
This angle is coming across like that.
it's
But apparently all this was supposed to play out like before Rhea got hurt, and like
I
Rhea was supposed to be like there throughout all this,
I can see that. I can 100% see that.
with the idea being Liv is going to torture Rhea emotionally and mentally, and
I
just because she can't beat her down physically. Rhea's bigger,
I
Rhea's badder.
I think it's going to be one of those things where I think I think you would have seen a turn though at this point. I think it probably would have done it a lot sooner,
It's
but
coming
it's coming for sure.
because
And she's not
Dom
that far
didn't
away
listen. Dom didn't leave with that
with,
room key.
without that room key.
Finn did.
Yeah, Finn did. Oh, really? I knows that. Or I say she wants to call Dom Daddy though.
Yeah, that line,
That was great. I'm like, Jesus,
that fucking line, man.
that's a filthy girl right there. Big
I
fan.
think like I
Big
think
fan of Liv Morgan.
half the male audience like dreams of somebody saying that to them.
That's yeah. I don't want to mention about my
That
past,
was
but I don't want to mention anything about my past, but okay. Yeah. Anyway, really good article though. I like where it's going. I'm looking forward to when Rhea Ripley gets back. I really am because this is probably going to play out at SummerSlam. That's my guess.
yeah,
I think. I mean, Rhea might come back at Money in the Bank. I don't know. They'll quote me on that. But
that'd be cool.
if she comes back at Money in the Bank, that match is SummerSlam bound for sure, 100%, no doubt in my mind.
Well, it's only like a 3 week turnaround
Oh yeah,
anyway.
still be there.
Yeah.
Uh, so let's get on to something that's gone on over the past couple of days. But first, I want to get off to because it's going to involve this Dragunov versus Breaker.
Oh boy.
Now I said that because we're going to lead into something else after this. But Breaker, that was a hell of a match.
That right there is probably the best TV match I've seen in probably 10 years.
Really, because there's some good ones.
There's been some good ones, yeah. I'm not, I don't doubt that. I'm
Yeah.
just talking like personally speaking,
Okay.
I think that might be one of the best, if not the best TV matches I've seen from WWE in about 10 years.
Awesome. They did
Um,
a good job then.
I mean,
Like that
Braun,
went back and forth.
Braun held his own.
Yep.
It was very physical.
I think that's
Yeah.
what this to me, these two to me, is going to be very similar, but not similar to the Rock and Stone Cold rivalry or the John Cena Randy Orton rivalry, where they're going to meet up once in a while, have a kick ass match, and then maybe feud for a little bit and go their separate ways, then come back to it again. I think that's kind of
So
how it's gonna go.
you think those two are the forever rivals of this generation and not say Braun and Mello?
No, I don't think they're doing anything right now with Melo to even justify it. I think you look at where they're both on.
Well,
Melo, don't forget, Melo is on SmackDown.
he's also in the US title picture.
Yeah,
So it's not like they're doing nothing.
no, but if you look at it through a standpoint, the Randy Orton or John Cena feuding for as long as they have was always on Raw.
That's because Cena was on Raw from 2005 until 2017.
Yeah, and it was a good feud. Every so often you go back to it. This is going to be the Raw thing, the
Except
Breaker versus
except for the 2 hours he was drafted to SmackDown,
yeah,
only to be drafted back to Raw
yeah,
in one of the
yeah. It's still asinine. Whatever.
one of the most fuck you
Need to get over it.
moments in draft history.
Need to get over it. But yeah, I think these two guys are going to be the faces of the WWE Raw brand going forward on NXT.
That's fair.
Sorry, on Netflix. It's going to be good because you know what? Those two guys are going to sell because they're going to work hard. You saw by the fact that they just beat the living hell out of each other and had a good time doing it.
Listen, how fucking violent is Braun Breaker?
This is a good side of Bron Breakker. This is a really good
Oh, I
side of
know.
Breakker.
Like,
Especially when you lead into what he did to Ricochet, who is now written off TV.
and to be honest, that's one of the best character write-offs I've seen in a long time.
It is. It really is. I mean, at least I'm assuming they're writing him off. I mean, the way Samantha Irving went back and to
Oh
make
no,
sure she's
yeah,
okay. I don't think
he's
he's
being written
completely written
off.
off. I thought it was really good how they did it. It really legitimately shows.
I'm gonna be a little bit of a nerd for a sec.
Sure, there's a
There
fine.
was there was a nice callback with that attack in the parking lot.
Okay,
For anybody who has watched wrestling since like 95,
okay.
you'll remember this.
My
In the
brain
summer of
was
ni-
lost on stuff.
in the summer of 96, when the NWO was starting,
Oh yeah.
there
Oh,
was
are you
there was
talking? Oh, okay.
the Rey Mysterio lawn dart incident
Oh yeah, when Kevin Nash put it like lawn dart him into
into a trailer.
yeah.
That's essentially what Braun Breaker did to Ricochet, and one of the nastiest bumps on concrete I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Holy shit, Ricochet. I mean,
Wow.
he didn't hit the back of his head, which is fantastic. He landed all on his shoulder,
If I feel a
but
lot
he
of
made it
people
look amazing.
you did, and I feel a lot of people have been saying that WWE dropped the ball on Ricochet like hard. To be
I
honest, you,
disagree.
to be honest, you, the difference. If you look at what Ricochet's done the past year compared to his first few years up on the main roster, it's hard to art. It's hard to different regime. Let's put it that way.
Right.
Different regime. And that's the biggest point. People tend to forget. If you look at what they've done with Ricochet over the past year, it's been very good. It's been up to what they should have done with Ricochet back like when he was in NXT. When he came to the main roster with Aleister Black, unfortunately, you ran into a pandemic.
Yeah.
And that kind of ruined a lot of stuff. Because it's hard to do, you know what I mean? Um, but that was also different, like I said, different regime. You know, now it depends on what AEW does with them. If he does go to AEW, like the rumor is,
think I can see him going back to Japan.
I've heard he could probably. I've heard a lot of stuff that he might just do independent dates, a lot of random stuff, CMLL, New Japan. He might take a quick stop in AEW, but I don't think he's going to sign AEW full time.
Who knows?
Who
But
knows? We'll see what happens there. But he's written off TV now. He is gone. And finally, let's get to the last point on the show that was interesting. And it's not the Otis versus Sami Zayn stuff. I'm just kind of tired at this point. Looks like Lyra Valkyria has her first real feud in the WWE
with Damage Control?
with Damage Control and Io Sky.
Oh, speaking of Io Sky.
This is why I brought it up.
Okay. Speaking of Io Sky, Stardom had a show, or sorry, Marigold Promotions, which Rossi something. He used to run Stardom, but he started his own promotion.
Right.
He's the reason why Julia is coming over to WWE.
Speaking of Julia, really quickly, she made an appearance on NXT. We haven't seen her since. Normally, when somebody sees an appearance like that on NXT, she got hurt. Is that what happened?
She got hurt.
That sucks.
And she was also working dates for Rossi.
Mm. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Anyway.
She was working some dates for Rossi in order to get his new promotion off the ground.
Yeah.
And sorry, while I'm talking about this, I'm just going to look up who Io Sky is returning to Japan to face.
So now, you want to wonder what I wonder then too is if does WWE have a new working relationship with Japan? Because they said last year or the year before they said Nakamura out there for his last match to Noah
for Great Muta.
With Great Muta. Now,
so yeah,
is WWE working with them also in Japan?
Noah, yeah, because they sent Charlie Dempsey over there.
Yeah, and WWE is probably working with them as well.
Yeah, so WWE continues to open their forbidden door as Io Sky is going to go face. Let me see if I.
Try your hardest here.
Utami Hayashishita.
Okay.
Yeah, and this was a huge shock today.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of came out of nowhere.
Well, it's a good thing though.
Oh no, absolutely. But yeah, she's going back to Japan for this match, which I believe is middle of July.
Okay.
I think I saw the date July 19th.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really cool.
It's really cool. And it's also nice that we're seeing a little more of a vicious Io Sky.
Oh yeah.
Like it's her whole run so far in WWE, she's done a lot of cool stuff. Don't get me wrong. She's done a lot of cool stuff. And she started doing a little vicious back in NXT, which just kind of changed her persona.
Well, she lost to Lyra, right?
She did.
Yeah. Oh no, she won.
No. Yeah, okay, yeah, she won.
Yeah, she won.
But she beat her down like a government mule.
But she was not satisfied because backstage later on, she started screaming at Dakota.
Yeah.
And Kyrie that Damage Control needs to change. Turns out you've been seeing these updates from Asuka.
Mm-hmm. Well, Asuka's gonna be out for a while. She just had surgery recently.
Yep. Although she like posts updates like every day, like a video of her doing something.
She's cool. I like Asuka.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much Raw. I mean,
yeah, it was basically that was the go home show of Raw. That was the Battleground. It was they were both good shows. Key points were great. I mean, they're just big.
As of right now, if there is one match anybody listening to this needs to go watch, it's Braun Breaker versus Ilya Dragunov. The fact they gave that away on free TV, I thank you.
Yeah, it's correct.
Thank you, Papa H.
It was. Thank you, Papa H. All right. Last few seconds here. Oilers. We're gonna get to a little sports here really quickly. What we used to do here. Oilers go down 2-0.
They're getting swept.
You think so? Whatever happened to Oilers in 6?
Well, I mean, that's still my pick. It's recorded, but
Yeah,
they're getting swept.
think so.
Like they've just
I think they take it
Stu-
5.
Stuart Skinner is not the guy.
No, and Bobrovsky's been a bloody wall. Although several penalty minutes in the first period were a little extreme, don't you think?
And the only supplemental discipline was a Panthers player got fined like $2,500.
Yeah, it makes you wonder with the NHL. Baseball. Jays played in Milwaukee last night. Uh,
Lost.
yeah, there's something going on Toronto. There's something going on with the Jays. I don't know. Like they're not. I find it hard to believe they're going to start selling off players though, or trading players away by the deadline, especially considering they're only what 2 to 3 games out of the wild card, 2.5 games out of the wild card.
They did win tonight,
Yeah.
3-0.
Okay. So I,
So
I
they're 1-1 with the Brewers.
yeah, and quite frankly, like I said, I don't see them doing anything at the trade deadline, especially if they're in this position right now. Because a lot of teams last year did stuff like that too. They managed to make the playoffs.
Put it like this: if they can go on a bit of a run,
Yeah.
and come the All-Star break, you're 10 games over 500 because they're 500 right now, I believe.
I believe so. Yeah, 500 or if not a game below 500.
So you go on a bit of a run, get like 10 games above 500, right?
Yeah.
By the All-Star break.
Mm-hmm.
Then you start to consider maybe adding at the deadline.
Yeah.
However, if the next month goes absolutely terrible,
Which is possible.
they could blow the whole thing up.
Yeah, they blow the whole thing up real quickly.
I think it's literally those two extremes.
Also, DFA and Kevin Biggio and keeping Vogelbed makes absolutely no sense.
Well, the thing is,
Oh, there ain't no thing about it. Okay, what's your thing?
oh no, there is a caveat behind this.
Okay, Mr. Caveat.
Biggio did still have options,
Yeah,
but the problem is because he's been in the league for 5 years,
yeah.
he gets to choose whether to exercise his options or not.
Okay.
So it was one of those things of we're bringing up Horowitz. You're the guy we're sending down.
Yeah.
He probably says, no, let me go so I can go actually get meaningful playing time.
Yeah.
He'll get picked up.
He hasn't signed anywhere yet.
No, but he'll get picked up.
Although I feel you could trade him at least for something.
Someone's going to get hurt.
Oh yeah.
It's baseball. Someone always gets hurt.
Interesting if he goes to Arizona. Also, did you see the Mavericks going down 0-2 to Boston?
They can't shoot a three outside of Luka.
Yeah, a little surprised by that.
Kyrie Irving is 0 for 8 from 3 in the series. Like,
I don't see the Mavericks coming back and winning this, especially if they go down to 3-0.
the thing is, the Celtics are so good that they're doing this with Tatum playing like shit.
Well, Boston, you know what? It's kind of fitting for Boston because they've been on the cusp for the past, what, 4 or 5 years?
Seasons.
4 or 5 years?
Yeah.
Even the year the Raptors won the NBA championship, Boston was a threat.
They were a threat, but they got neutralized by Milwaukee.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
Boston, I mean, look, I like Luka. I like the Mavs. But it's Tatum's time. It's Jaylen Brown's time.
Yeah.
It's, Kristaps Porzingis' time.
Mm-hmm.
And they have just steamrolled everybody.
Yeah.
They absolutely deserve to win this one.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't that time with the Lakers?
Pardon me?
Wasn't that time with the Lakers for most championships in the NBA? They win.
Ooh, Boston may have more actually.
They may. I mean, they did have the Bird years and the Bill Russell years.
I was gonna say the Bill Russell years, they won like
10.
nine out of 10.
Yeah. So also, okay, final note before we get ourselves on out of here. Madden cover revealed. Christian McCaffrey is your Madden cover this year. What do you think about
Um, I have very much been enjoying Madden
that? Okay.
the last 3 months.
Okay.
Um, and honestly, it may be the only sports game I buy next year.
I'm
Um,
I'm
that's
tossing up MLB right now.
that's how much I'm enjoying it. Oh, MLB dead,
Really?
dead in the water.
Fair enough.
They've completely fucked up Diamond Dynasty.
Not that bad, eh?
If if you're not on the game for multiple hours a day, you'll fall behind and you'll never catch up.
That's disappointing.
It's not
Well,
it's not like the content structure
past
of
couple years.
of even like 21 had the best content structure.
That was the Tatis one, right?
Yes.
That was the one I really felt.
Yeah. No, that was like, yeah. And I don't know. I think they were trying something new, but they got to go back to the drawing board.
They may if the reviews aren't as good, which I don't think they have been.
The whole community has been shitting on it, and
There's a
next
possibility they're going to change it next year.
next to nobody's playing it.
Then they're going to change it next year. Then that's a
on
fact.
on Twitch's directory.
Yeah.
Like you'll be lucky if you see 2,500 people watching.
Well, it's probably going to be changed then. So we might get what we want to go back to the way it was a couple of years ago. So, which
I
is
hope
fine.
so.
I'm okay there. If that's the case,
I
then
hope so,
awesome.
but they need to also freshen up like the game modes and shit.
Yeah, and
Uh,
I don't like how they set the
there's
whole thing
only
up last
but
year.
there's only so much of there's only so much conquest and BR ranked and whatever I can play.
Yeah, I mean, I like
In
Conquest a lot, but after a while, I breezed through it. I had nothing to play after that.
many seasons is too long of a grind.
Many seasons is annoying a little bit. I mean, because you don't get like enough out of it to really. You have to do this. Well, if you're not as good at playing on like certain types of game modes, then it's just not going to help you at all.
I used mini seasons to help um, do missions for programs.
That's what I did too. Yeah, I get three
especially
hits. Yeah, I
especially
get
since I especially since I didn't even really play
yeah.
for like 2 months.
I have a captain's cards last year where they say like, get three hits for like Jeter, right? I would use those modes just to get those three hits because
Yeah,
they're easy modes. Or pitch like 8 innings. I'd either do that or one whole game or just do overtime with other pitchers, which that's me. Anyway, that's it. That's pretty all we got for today. Doug, let's take us out of here, please.
if you like what you're listening to, thank you for listening. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button down below, hit that thumbs up. We appreciate you. Go find us. Remember, end of the month. I believe it's the 23rd, actually. So in like 2 weeks, Google Podcasts is all migrating over to YouTube. So go shoot us a follow over on YouTube. Be a wrestling podcast. Socials down below. DA Sports Podcast on Instagram, DA Sports Pod on Twitter. He's April1982 on Instagram. Andrew DA Sports on TikTok. I'm DLines1981 on Twitter. Catch you down the road.